Well, in this video I'll show you how you can get a grasp of the keyboard values. Each and every key on your keyboard has a value, and when you are using uh, some sort of tiling window manager or some kind of environment where you frequently map your keys, so time will eventually come. You'll run out of combination, normal combination. Then you need something special to get your apps or get your program to be bounded on that particular way, which might not be possible in a normal way. So for that you need to know what the key values are, right? That's a very common thing to look for, very first thing, right? So for that there is a tool available, so you don't have to sweat too much. Okay, like yesteryears, people are good enough, they have written a tool, then you should tap the stuff. Okay, for that there is a tool called XDOMap. Okay, which will basically give you the but tool actually key values of your keyboard, so you can have a look and you can map, you can exploit whatever you like to do. For instance, I have an alias because I cannot remember XDOMap from top of my head, so I wrote some alias like this: keyboard key map. If I type it right, no, keyboard key values. So I made an alias which will be if I run it, it should show me the value of the keyboard key. Okay, so I make it as simple as possible, so I don't have to trace enough in my memory to find out what was the program which will show you all this stuff, right? This is a simple process I follow. If I find something very complicated or not so easy to find out, not so easy to pronounce or something, I make it an alias or function or some other means and create some mnemonics out of it, so that can easily fetched out of my memory, like this one: keyboard key values. Simple, it will show you the keyboard key values, right? If I press enter, see, this is the way this tool show you like this, the value of the key or the key code of the specific keys on your keyboard. Okay, very intuitive, very informative, and very useful. See, everything clearly. So right, fine. So it happened that um, few months back I was running out of ideas or running out of key combination stuff, and because I threw in the manager as my main driving on the computer, and it's been long, it's been 6 years. Okay, so oh, I'm stuck with one OS for last 20 plus years, and I've been sticking with a single window manager for last 6 years. So one so it's a trend. Once I get hold on something, I generally stick around with it, and generally do not hop frequently. similar with the distribution I use, Linux distribution I use. I generally stick by with it for a long time. That's what still the case. And the machine might have changed, the environment changed, but I stick with those particular stuff. Even sometime in the corporate environment or work environment, wherever I worked, I specifically ask for that machine, or I'll build it myself. So kind of breaching their norm anyway. So if you so what I was telling, that a few months back I was ran out of ideas or key combination about some key binding. So I looked through it and I found it. So and in i3 you can directly bind a key code to a app or function, right? And as well as the normal key binding. Say for instance, I just bounded my home key. If I press the home key on my keyboard, it will show me the enlisted all latest kernel version from kernel.org. If I just press home, it will pop up a window like this and show me all the kernel version, latest kernel version. Okay, so it is bounded there in the in my i3. You can easily do that. See, the home key, this is the home key value is 110. Okay, this is i3 specific. The point is that because I have already bounded the home key with other key combination normally, and I ran out of combination. So if I wanted to use specific key for a specific app or something like that, so I have to find out the key value and bound it with it. Okay, let me show you. Keyboard. Okay, if I go here and type 110, see, look top of the screen, it the home key value has got 110. That's what I bounded, right? This is an example. You could do with the other keys too, right? Pretty useful, very handy, especially when you have so many things to do and your workflow is entirely bounded with keyboard driven. I mostly do stuff with keyboard driven stuff, hardly use the I don't know, I never use external mouse, because with laptop there is no point. Touchpad is good enough, although I rarely use it. And while using desktop many moons ago, I used to use entirely keyboard related stuff. Hardly use mouse was there, but I hardly fall back on that. So anyway, the bottom line is that if you are in an environment or where your entire workflow is driven by the keyboard, so this is a good way to bound so many keys. Almost all my keys on my keyboard is bounded with something this or that. So some of the keys individually bounded, and most of the keys are bounded with other keys. So it is a nice way to make. But yes, there is also a probably, if there is too much stuff, so that will become a headache to remember all this stuff, all these key codes, right? All this key combination. For that, because I run specific stuff, a very predictable one, so I make it a point, or I make some combination which will readily give me the if I forgot something, my accessibility to that particular app or something like that is very easy, because I made it a point. I I write the name or the way it should be accessed in such a human way, at least I try to. So I have to press very little trace on my memory. For that, say for instance, I have so many stuff in the environment. If I forgot something, I have bounded a key which will give you some. I took advantage of Demon. It could have been done in much other way. It could have been shown up a pop-up or some other way. Okay, so it is there, but because I'm so accustomed with that, like everyone else, right? So I hardly need, if I really stuck, because this file get automatically generated out of my config file. So if I press some, so it gives me what are the key combination and what is the outcome of it. So it is all there. So it reminds me if I really stuck. So to show this video that you can use a tool and use it according to this is the Xmod map. This is a fairly known tool to everyone. It is nothing new, and importantly, this man page has got example. Once you understood, you should read through this so you can understand. Sometime you need to map. It's a very common operation that all few people. Caps lock is basically a defunct key. People hardly use it, I believe. So that can be mapped to some other important thing if you are inclined to. Likewise, many other things you can do with this. There is a nice facility, right? So it is good thing that that you can do it with the less pain and less hovering, right? So I hope this will be useful to some people. Okay, thanks for watching.